This is WagerTalk TV, and we are talking the top two teams in the Big East, Villanova and Marquette. I am Ralph Michaels at Cal Sports LV, joined by Preston at Sports Cheetah and Marco D'Angelo at Marco in Vegas. You know, Villanova, of course, the national champion, but having 4 players drafted last year. This isn't Duke. This isn't Kentucky. They can't reload with those #1 seeds. The job Jay Wright has done this year with them going 18-4 and 9-0 in conference play, I think is probably better than last year. You know, now they're going into Marquette, a team 19-4, now off a home loss against St. John's. Was last night's home loss a look ahead to this game? Preston, your thoughts?
It may have been. It shouldn't be. I mean, Marquette's a team that had a ton of hype entering the season, hasn't really lived up to it. So you should be
playing St. John's with revenge.
Right, and so you shouldn't be looking over those home games when you're a 6-point favorite that you need to win. Yeah. So I don't think they were, but I mean, they just shot really cold from 3. They do rely, they're pretty high variance, and they take a lot of threes. Villanova, actually, I think Jay Wright, it's a great point you made as far as him just probably deserving maybe Coach of the Year to an extent, just because they've done so much. And they did start slow. They lost 2 of their first 5 games. Maybe 1 or 2 of those.
Crushed them, right?
Yeah, that's what it was right off. Yeah. They lost by 30 or something at Michigan, and they've bounced back some. But and it's even more telling when you see these guys. You're like, well, Villanova's pros. None of them were like really top guys. So Wright was always doing a great job, which is true. But then even guys like Spellman, Arginacno, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart for Lakers, like they've actually kind of been better pros than people anticipated entering the draft. So I mean, they've had really good talent, and they don't this year. And it turns out they're still going to be, at least in the conversation. So you have to give them a ton of credit. I do like Marquette coming off of the loss last night. Some I'm hoping the perception is they haven't really reached potential. Now they just lost another game. If they're like pick to dog, I'm for sure betting Marquette. I think they should be -2 in that range. So I don't think necessarily the market will be Marquette a dog. That's what I'm looking for though.
Yeah, I agree. I have Marquette is a 2-point favorite in this game. And as far as Villanova goes, this is what you want to see with a young team. You want to see that progression throughout the year and get to February, you see them shift that gear. They've won 10 in a row now heading into March Madness. They're going to be, a force to be reckoned with in the conference and see who comes out of here on top. But to your point about, no, they don't get to reload like a Kansas or a Duke or North Carolina. But because of the success that this program's had over the last few years and the reputation of Coach Wright, they are getting better people than they were getting in the past. So they are getting talent there.
Yeah, winning a couple of national championships helps too.
Yeah, that's going to get you noticed, But you look at the Marquette, and it's hard to believe. I know this is a big game. They're looking ahead, got the national champion coming in. But Marquette now is on a 16-2 run. The 2 losses now were to the same team. So they should have been up for playing them last night. So I can't say they were looking ahead. But I like the fact that they lost because it's probably going to give us just a tad of line value coming in off the game with St. John's. And you look at Marquette, this is a team defensively that is only allowing 40.2% from the field on the season. Offensively, they're hitting 46.2% of their shot. And as you alluded to, they do shoot a lot of threes. They live by that. They're hitting 40% from threes. You got a good defensive team, a good offensive team, a crowd that's just going to be crazy with the national champion coming in there on a Saturday, crowd. And I know guys don't take things with the days of the week. I'm sorry, a home crowd's going to be more jacked up on a Saturday than they are on a Monday night game. Pure and simple.
I agree with you, and there's a few scenarios where a home crowd has made a difference. I mean, especially for these up-and-coming teams. I remembered reading the Toledo Blade, and Bowling Green was so pumped up for that Buffalo game. They called it their biggest game prior to the game. Calling a win after is one thing, but calling it prior to the game and being there and standing up. Marquette's papers are already talking about the game, so, we'll see how the players react off the loss and if they can push it to the side. But I know it'll be exciting in Milwaukee it'll be exciting in Milwaukee this Saturday.
Milwaukee's played incredible, or excuse me, Marquette has played incredible.
They play in the same stadium, so it's okay, the same arena.
And they've played the 35th toughest schedule, in basketball. So it's not like they've padded this record, early off season.
That's higher than I would have guessed. That's not bad. That's higher than I would have guessed.
So that's going by Ken Palm. So
sure. That's good.
I like them. I think Marquette gets it done.
Marquette, if they're a pick or a dog,
yes,
I'll make it a trifecta. All three on Marquette. And again, this video brought to you by $2 Tuesday. We pick the hottest handicapper. You get his best bet, even if it's a 5% play, for just $2. Check out WagerTalk.com. And thank you for watching WagerTalk TV.